Okay, I got the Hatsan 125 here, and I wanted to show you my groupings. Here's the Hatsan 125, and what I did is I haven't messed with the Quattro trigger yet. I've had this gun for a few years, but if I wanted to adjust this Quattro trigger right here, I could, and possibly be even more accurate. But a harsh recoiling Springer like this Hatsan 125 and 25 caliber, when you get 1-inch groups at 15 yards, that's good. That's good for a Springer Magnum because of the harsh recoil and stuff like that. And I'm talking about factory sights. I'm not talking about using a scope. So I'm talking about factory sights here. So I wanted to show you the groupings here, the ones I started out on, and then where I improved a little bit with a good bench rest setup or whatever. So here we got the first 5-shot group. You notice it was a little bigger, 1 1/8, and then we got 7/8 and then 1 inch there. So these are 5 shots, and so it's a Hatsan 125 and 25 caliber. This is a spring piston version, 15 yards, factory sights, 31 grain Skenko or Predator type pellet. This one was cronied at 650. Right here, that's that one. And here it is right here. It's kind of like a Kodiak or a Barracuda type pellet, that kind of thing. And then over here, these are the Excite pointed copper pellets. I love these a lot. These are nice. I really like these ones here. But I didn't shoot these today, so what I want to talk about is the ratings of Hatsan air rifles. Anytime you see a rating of a Hatsan air rifle as far as FPS, they always underscore their FPS. For instance, this air rifle right here, this Hatsan 125 and 25 caliber, you'll notice on the website they mention that it's 750 FPS, when actually for lead it's actually somewhere around 800, because I have these field target trophies that I cronied right here. Beeman field target trophy 19.91 grain. I cronied these at 800 feet per second. So now we're 50 FPS over spec. But doesn't stop there. We got these Gamma Platinums here from the past. These are 14.3 grain. You're lucky to find these ultralight 25 caliber pellets anywhere these days. But here they are. And then also Predator has a pellet out of 16 grain, which is probably going to be more accurate than these because they're made better. But anyway, this one was getting 975 feet per second. So at times through the crony, this air rifle was getting about 30 foot-pounds of energy. And anytime you see Hatsan air rifles where the rating is 650, them are somewhere around 20 foot-pounds of energy, but they're a little milder to shoot, so they're not as harsh of a recoil. They're still fun air rifles to shoot, but this one here, this 30 foot-pound one, is pretty harsh recoiling. So I'm just showing you what a quarter looks like here. Now, one thing I can mention too is that out in the yard, when I had 3-ounce Dixie cups, which are about 1.5 inches wide, I had no problems hitting them Dixie cups at 25 yards with this rifle here, with just the factory sights. And that's pretty much what you want to leave this rifle as, is you don't necessarily have to put a scope on it. It's meant for close-in range. It's not a precision air rifle, for accuracy or anything. It's just basically meant for hunting and power. At closer ranges, like within 25 yards or something like that. It's not, even though it can get out to 100 yards or more with the scope, I think this one is could be just reserved for like hunting or something. But I like keeping the scopes off. You know, it's harsh recoil, and even though I could put a one-piece mount on there and really lock it down, I don't put scopes on these big beasts. I just like to walk out in the woods and shoot them without the scope touching anything, and then have the synthetic stock where I don't have to worry about scratching anything, that kind of thing. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, the Hatsan 125. If you're shooting 1-inch groups at 15 yards, that's good. That's expected because you have to consider it's got harsh recoil. So this was done at a good bench rest setup. Also, I wanted to let you know I didn't mess with the Quattro trigger either, so I haven't tweaked that or anything. I left it, you know, the factory pull. So this one's probably, I would say it probably maybe 6 pounds or over, I'm not sure. But these screws, I can adjust it down, and I think I will do that sometime to see if I can shrink up these groups a little bit, just with the factory sights. But anyway, 25 cals, they're getting a lot cheaper now to shoot. Pellets are becoming more available and cheaper. Let's just hope that the prices drop. And looking for a decent wad cutter for a 25 caliber too. So it'd be nice if they came up with something like that. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys this video and what's going on with me as far as what kind of shooting I've been doing lately. So I'm kind of impressed, you know, with keeping it within a 1-inch group with the factory sights on a big harsh recoiling Magnum spring rifle here. So I'm pretty impressed with that. And then of course, you know, what you can do with this is if you're shooting indoors and let's say you don't have any long range or any space to shoot. If you're shooting indoors, what you do is when you fire your 5 shots, you measure them. Like for instance, this is 1 inch at 15 yards. And then the law of doubles, you just pretty much double this by 2, and that's 2-inch groups at 30 yards. Because if you do 1-inch groups at 15 yards, you're likely to have a chance at doing 2-inch groups at 30 yards. And I found that to be true with a lot of air rifles, so that's how you can kind of judge them. So if you only got 10 meters or 10 yards or whatever, and let's say you're shooting 5 shots with a 1/2-inch group, then you can say at 20 yards, you're going to get about 1 inch. So that gives you some kind of perspective of what it would be if you had the space to shoot. So I thought I'd bring that up to you guys. It kind of makes sense, you know, because I've done this with the Daisy 35 before. When I was doing 1-inch groups at I think 20 yards, and then I noticed that I was doing 4-inch groups at 40 yards. It just makes sense. As things double, you know, as distance doubles, of course your groups are going to double, but it's kind of a cool formula to go by if you don't have the space and you're just kind of wondering what it would perform like without even shooting it. So we know that this one, without even shooting at 30 yards right now, that there's a possibility that we might get 2-inch groups out of this thing at 30 yards, which isn't bad if you're in a hunting situation or something like that. And besides, with hunting, you just move in closer. You don't have to move back to get a trophy shot. You can always move forward. And that's what I always that's what I always thought the purpose of hunting was not how far away you can get back and take a shot, but how close you can sneak up with stealth and take the shot. So, but anyway, thank you very much for watching.